a, a lot of times we have conversations about I know y'all don't see these women, and pardon my internet because it's been doing the funky chicken all day. About we always have a point of view, but a lot of times our point of view come from us having off the screen and all, you know what I'm saying, candid conversations on the phone or with each other. And a lot of times y'all don't get a deeper understanding of why these guys feel that way. So sometimes when you hear Chris say or Horace say something, you be like, "What? That's crazy." But I understand the back story to why they're saying that, or they just don't to explain to you why that answer came out, and it might paint a raw picture. So tonight, I just want to have like a candid conversation, some questions that I think a lot of women and a lot of men have in their own perspective groups, but I just wanted to have it live on the show. I think one of the first question I wanted to start out with is expectations of a partner. Like I touched on it a little bit last time, but I think that right now in this world of OnlyFans and balling out of control and everybody got money and you don't need to be married. It's just a piece of paper, like all these cliche things right here. I want to know, like, right now in the dating scene, like, in really in life right now, because you know, back in the '60s and the '70s, marriage was a part of like a goal that you set for your life. Like, I'm gonna get older, I'm gonna get me a good job, I'm gonna get married, get me a house with a picket fence. That was the goals. Now, you know, to me, that was my goal too in life. Like that's how I looked at happiness. But I wanted to ask y'all, you know, right now, how do y'all see y'all goals, and then what do y'all think that y'all actually bring to the table to achieve those goals, or what steps that y'all? That's a two-part question. I want to know what do you see as your goal, as your like, you know what? Let's do this. I think this is my happiness, and I want to know what does it take for you to get there to your happiness. Or no, what do you feel like? Don't tell me what the woman have to bring. I want to know what do you feel as a man that you have to bring to obtain that happiness, or what you should have to get there. I'm gonna start with the ladies' man.
Hmm. Well, I think this kind of piggybacks off of the conversation that we had a little bit last week. So yeah, yeah, we do have goals. The goals of stability, the goals of family. Um, I guess I'm still kind of set that way. I said that in the beginning of the season when I said eventually I do desire to be married. So those are going to be some of the end goal results that Zay has set for himself. We talked about this last week, as you say, what are some of the things that me as a man would have to have for me to achieve what I feel like is happiness? The predictability of that income coming in, because that's going to give me the confidence and the state of mind to know that I can take care of me and mine. Doesn't really matter what kind of job it is. As you see, I do all types. It just has to make sense for me and my family. That's pretty much it. Other than that, um, when you start talking about next level goals and things that you're going to strive for, you look for a partner that is like-minded. You know, you got to get somebody that understands you. Therefore, that's going to also aid in your happiness, because, you know, I made a joke about it today. You don't want to go to work for 8 hours and then come home and argue for another two with the person that you supposedly love or that supposedly loves you. So that's going to be another key element inside of that. But then making sure that with that individual that they understand how life works with you, and that they also have something as a backup plan, so to speak, inside of what they do. They're going to have what they do to make a living, but they're going to have something to suffice in the event you get a situation like we were talking about with the vaccines, where, you know, it's my way or the highway. You can actually have an option versus being backed into a corner. I would have to, you know, that would definitely have to be a part of what I consider to be my happiness or success in goals in life. But that's a real good question, Hart. And a lot of people don't think about that. They kind of think, oh, I just need some money and a bad bitch, and life gonna be grand. And life don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? You get to start to understand that as what we do as men, that the women that always look the best might don't fit with your regime and what you have going on. You start looking elsewhere for what you deem or consider to be love, like that heart. You know what I'm saying? And making sure that that's what's on point. And then you might, you others may look into religion and things of that nature. But, not to go on too much, leave the floor for my brother because I know he's been married before and he may have some wise and insightful words to add to what I was saying.
Yeah, but I want to before Horace go, I want to go to Chris because that's why I want to go to Horace at the end. Cause I want him to have. I think his twist is going to be a little different to y'all two. So I want
Gotcha.
to go to Chris.
Can you repeat the question? Because I was reading Maya's comments against Horace, and they going through it tonight. So
Yeah.
for real, she's over there fired.
I want to know. Back in the days in the 60s and 70s, I think they looked at happily ever after as a marriage, a house, steady income, raising a family. Nowadays I don't think that agenda is getting pushed as much. So I want to know first, what does your happily ever after look like when it comes to like as a man? You know what I'm saying? And two, I want to know what are you doing to obtain that goal? Other than I understand everybody trying to get money, but I'm saying like substance wise, what are you doing to say if you say I want a house? Okay, I'm building my credit. Okay, saying I want to hear as a man, because a lot of times we always say what we want in a woman. I want to know as a man, this is my goal, and this is what I'm doing to achieve that or to walk towards it.
Oh man, that's a good question. For me personally, I'm trying to control my sexual urges. Trying to minimize that as much as I possibly can. Because from what I heard, women don't like you cheating on them. Who knew?
From what you heard.
Who knew? But yeah. So I'm trying to figure out navigate that, and that's one of the toughest things. I'm trying to work on my patience. I have an issue. I can't play the game. I just can't play the game. So, I'm trying to work on my patience when it comes to understanding women. But honestly, man, when you say happiness, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that even looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't have a vision of what this happiness look like. And as far as relationship wise, man, it's like it's almost. I feel like sometimes I really be preparing to be by myself. You know what I'm saying? If all else fails, it's like I'm preparing to. Okay, if I never find this, to live like this, because this is, honestly, dog, it's like it feels like I don't know. I don't want to say generational, but that my family is like this. My brother ain't been in no long term relationship. My sister ain't in no long term relationship. I'm not in no long term relationship. My only living auntie ain't in no long relationship. Now, on contrast to that, the men in my family are in long relationships, like all of them, but my mama kids. So it's like I don't know. I really don't. I don't know where to start. All I can do is try to work on me every day. But I know that I'm a lot to deal with. I know I'm going to be a lot to deal with. I'm an acquired taste. Every woman ain't just going to like me like that. So I don't know. I'm really lost in this situation, to be honest with you.
You know what's funny though, Chris? Not to kind of pull up away from what we're talking about. That's a conversation that me and the young lady had. And I've been wondering about that, because the way we grew up, do we even recognize when we're being loved or when somebody actually does love us because of, like you said, how you feel? And that for a lot of women, I guess they would love to know the answer of it. But shoot, we probably not the word love that everyone talks about that they be feeling. We
Before
ain't seen that. You know what I'm saying? So when people ask us, how do you know you're in love and stuff like that, we kind of don't know. Weren't
but,
taught that. We didn't get a chance to express our feelings because that was being a punk or sissy.
but dog, that's the thing. Even to feel love, you gotta trust. I don't know how
Yeah,
to trust a female, dog.
because that's all you've been told
I've
growing
seen.
up.
No, it ain't just what I've been told, Zay.
What you
I've
seen?
seen a lot.
Oh
I've
yeah,
been in situations where I've seen the darker,
the
uglier
foolery. No,
side
the foolery.
of
Yeah,
female. I've seen this, so it makes it hard to trust. It
and
makes
women
it
don't believe
extremely,
that though.
and that's
Women
what
don't believe
before
that.
love get there, trust got to be there first.
And see, women don't believe that. They think right at that point you're trying to be player Chris, and you really saying, no, I'm struggling with trying to get to A. Forget B. You trying to get me to B. I don't understand A.
I don't understand. Hey,
Horace, what you got, Horace? Chime on in.
I think my stuff is gonna be all over the place simply because I think on the show, man, I tried to be the most transparent on here. You know, I get a little teasing from my brother Chris and Zed sometimes, but when we did the show, I thought it was therapy. It was therapy for me, man, because it allowed me to say some stuff that I was holding inside, and I did it saying at least it will benefit my brothers. Because it ain't often, we toxic in the sense where men don't really talk about relationships. Until us, we didn't talk about our mistakes. You know what I mean? Is the number of women to men is so great that usually we just flow into another relationship. You know what I mean? Without addressing what we went through or what we did. So the first question, I missed your first half of your question, Mario. You heard
I
me?
think yeah, it's if back in the days they wanted like they looked at the getting married, getting a good job, house, picket fence. That was like you made it. You've reached your level of like your own person. And I know that right now the agenda of marriage, not too many people still believe in that. Not to be, it's not no like man take care of the house no more. So I just want to know what was your vision of, what I'm in a great space as an adult, and this is why I want to be. I don't like to say happiness, but I want to say like this is it.
Okay. Well, when I did get married, I was courageous. At that point, I was trying to be a better person. I wasn't prepared. I was in a spiritual place at that time. My time I was dating my ex-wife at the time. We weren't married, but she was moving in with my kids. We had took that leap. And there was a point in my life where I say, I didn't want my son to see an image of me shacking up with a woman. So, I did to say, let me be mature and I got tired of saying, hey, this is my girlfriend. I wanted to say this is my wife. It just felt disrespectful. So I think I loved that person enough then. Um, but from that experience, I will say I learned a lot from it. People say finance don't matter, but as a man, as a provider, man,
Matter.
it does matter. So when you ask me what am I doing now, on the other show we said that what was I doing? I was like, if I get one more house, I'll be set. The reason I said that is because the pressure that's on a man to provide, man, that affects certain men. I mean, physically, emotionally, spiritually, that's a lot of pressure. And you can't, sometimes some men can't effectively be who they need to be in the relationship or in the house because of that pressure. And that's where I was at the time, man. Like, we were two amazing people, but she was still chasing her dreams and I was chasing mine. But all of that fell on who? The man.
Hmm.
And I was planting those seeds, but it wasn't that, man. It was tough. So, you ain't gonna be wanting to lay up when you worried about the lights and all that shit going off. You know what I mean? So that's why I say now I worked hard to get into a financial situation to make sure if anything else, I'm a provider. You know. Second of all is the spiritual aspect, which I pretty much got from Mario. Back then I say it, but I really didn't really put a lot of God into my relationship then. You know what I mean? Afterwards I really repented, and for the first time, I really wanted to master forgiveness and accountability. Like I wanted to be a better man. I really wanted to look at me and never forget whatever they did or didn't do. I wanted to look at what I didn't do and how could I be better. Because I did have to realize I had some traumas. I had some traumas in the sense that my trust in women was a little light because hell, I was back then. I would cheat. The women I used to mess with women that had dudes early in the days, and they would say, "Oh, I'm going to the store. Come by real quick, pop pop, and she out." You know what I mean? And so I always felt like in my mind, like who, it can happen to me just like it's happening to them. Some of that JT money made me trigger, and me realizing when I went to God after the relationship to say, I don't have a problem with relationships. I have an issue with breakups. You know what I mean? So this all conversation came from me and you having a conversation because I meet a ton of amazing women now. Now I have the house, I have the career, I have the money, but it's almost like a phobia of marrying the wrong person. You know what I mean? Uh, Having an issue trying to get over the last mistake. I won't even call it a mistake. just that not working out. And being a Leo, we always want things to work. And probably third, man. I'm trying to figure out what's third. But I told Mario I don't want love that's selfish. I've met a lot of women that are amazing, and maybe I do check their boxes off, but part of them I just didn't believe like they was for me. Not
I
the
got.
random.
I think what y'all did.
Oh, I can't sucker.
I think what y'all did is answer the question the way we normally answer it.
Yeah.
I think what I'm looking for. I think what I'm looking for really right now is I'm saying this. Chris stayed with me, or well, we stayed together, and I stayed with Orlando. We didn't have a job. You never knew about a job. We didn't know about jobs. We didn't know how to get a job. We didn't know about buying a car. You didn't know about buying a house. Zay didn't know about moving to St. Louis. You didn't know about moving to you didn't know about getting married first. You didn't know about starting a record label. See, the point I'm trying to make is there's a lot of stuff that you don't know how to do, but you did it. There's a lot of stuff in life that you didn't even. There's a lot of stuff that you failed at, but you got back up and you did it again. And you didn't stop living. So I want to know as a man, why is it that we understand, like right now, I've been hurt before by a woman. It hurt me, it broke me down, but I ain't done. I've been heartbroken, sad. I got people in my life I lost, like Chris, his mom, like who I can't get that pain back no more. And I'm still living. So I want to know if right now, if you're telling me the reason why you don't indulge in a relationship is because I don't know how to, I don't know where to start, I'm scared. All of them right now is living. Go ahead.
I don't know, but the fear thing is for real though, Harder. I'm just gonna keep it real. For me personally, I will just keep it for real for me personally. I some of the women that I've loved a lot. I'm not talking about relationships. I'm talking about just women in general, from relationships to mother to aunties to family. A lot of them been taken away, died, stripped from me. And it's almost, I feel like it's hard for me to if I put that love into something, it seems like it's always taken away from me. And as far as like, Kim put up a question about childhood. Dog, I watched my mom get caught cheating in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of these things. It's like it's almost like you can't do it. Like I said, but in the previous question, it's almost like I'm prepared to be single. I'm prepared to be by myself because of that fear. It makes me. No, it makes me like I get to the point where I'm just emotionally disconnected.
I'm saying this. Like, so say if you never knew Auntie. Because we understand, I'm gonna just bring that one up. You know what I'm saying? I know Auntie died, right?
Yeah.
But would you rather not know her so you don't have to feel the pain of her dying? Or would you rather know her? See, that's the thing about love. Like right now, I would rather get left 10 times to feel the power of love one time. See that, and that's what I'm saying right now. You never gonna open yourself up. When Kim said vulnerable, dog, if you're not vulnerable, you're not living. That's in every aspect of the life. Like you was vulnerable enough to say, I'm gonna take that management job. I don't know nothing about this. I can fail. Because you can get fired now. You can't get demoted. You get fired. But you said, I'm gonna do this. Because you know why? You seen the greater in it. That's to me. Right now, I seen Michael Jordan just got a divorce. The woman took half. Everybody always, he took all that money. Michael Jordan still play golf every day.
Mm-hmm.
We don't make that kind of money, so let's get that out of here. Then for the two is Dr. Dre just $300,000 or da. The man still living, walking, eating, and filet me. Like, dog, I done been through a lot of stuff. I love my wife a lot. Me and Chris had this deep conversation. Like, what you gonna do if she leave you? You putting all into this. I'm gonna be broken. I'm gonna be hurt. I'm gonna need y'all, and then I'm gonna come back. That's life. But right now, know what I'm gonna say? Right now, where I'm living a good ass life. I'm coming home to this woman. So, and right now, you tell me if I have to, I can't not live this life worried about if it ends. Because you can get fired one day, but you work like you're going to keep this job. And that's how I look at. I think a lot of black men, because you're right, the fear of being vulnerable, because you don't want to be that sucker. You don't want to be hurt. You don't want a woman to take it all. You don't want to. Some men just don't want to be a shitty husband.
Mario.
Like, but you got to only work on me
Mario.
every day. If Jaleesa goes out the house right now and cheat on me, I can look y'all in the face and say, bro, I did everything I could to be the best husband I could. And I can live with that. It's almost the same thing I had with hustling. If I get caught selling drugs, I can sit down and say, I did this. I don't have to tell nobody. I did this. And that's what it is. That's how I look at it. But go ahead, Horace.
No, I was gonna say, man. I mean, but it's different perspectives from different people. You are courageous inside what you do. I want you to listen to what you're saying,
Right.
because the reality to what you're saying is that sounds like a person that's 100 into the marriage or the relationship. One of the biggest mistakes we make is believing relationships are 50-50 when they are not. And when you get married, you got to be all in, 100%. And that sounds like that's what you were doing. You know what I mean? But that's not for everybody. Doesn't have that same position or even.
But I'm saying, I think that right now, you saying you don't have it, but you're an entrepreneur. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, see, I think we don't. I think you don't want to see you have it. See what I'm saying? Like, right now, every day you get up every day not knowing how you're gonna get your money. That's courageous. I go to a job, I know what I'm gonna get at the end of the 2 weeks. Your whole livelihood is on if you can make $1. Like, if Jaleesa leave me, I still have my in an apartment. I can still feed my children. Right now, every day you wake up saying, "Well, I got to get out here and get it." That's what I'm saying. Like right now, I think
but he controls that. But he controls that. That's what I think. What he's saying is
he don't.
He can control that.
He can break his leg. Like right now, you could like every hurt you have from a woman, you can control.
Yeah,
you can control.
You can modify and get your money online. You can modify, put your money in the stock.
No, you can try.
Control that.
You can try.
You can't control what a woman do. You can't
control somebody by your stuff.
Is.
Like right now, I know good rappers who don't sell records. I know good clothing people who don't sell shirts. You can try. That's what this life is about. You can't control what life gives you. There's nobody, man, right now, because you can say, you know what? I'm gonna be the best. I done been Uber driving before, and I done been polite and still didn't get a 5-star. So what else you want me to do? I got you there on time.
But you know what?
You know this. You're a manager. The most people, the people who do the best at the job don't always get promoted. So how can you control that? So you can't control it.
Mario, you can't. Chris said it in the beginning. It's the fear, because for you to want to be in control of it, you're in fear of it already. So that leans back to what Kim said about the vulnerability. I kept, as the conversation had went on with me and Chris, Kim, what happens is us as men don't know how to be vulnerable, and women don't know how to accept that, because you guys are taught something different when you're younger about men, and it sticks with you guys. But men, on the other hand, actually weren't all that you were taught. So it kind of misses. We don't know how to communicate because we don't know how to be vulnerable, because we were taught when we were younger that if we were vulnerable, that we would be in a chump, sucker, punk, all that other good stuff. And as Mario said, no guy wants to ever be that. When a woman starts to understand that, then she starts to learn how to deal with that individual that she has, that she calls she loves, or that she says she loves, not the images that she sees through her friends or online or wherever the case may be. But then also, I feel like us as men, we have to recognize that the only way you can fix a problem is to realize that there is a problem there. So you know what you're working on. But most men scathe over that and they go, "Oh, ain't nothing wrong with me." Yes, the fuck it is. There's something the matter with you. It's the reason why you can't. It's the reason why you hop from woman to woman, because you don't know how to do one thing. Commit, because a lot of us have commitment issues, and that discipline, like we talked about with that gym. We talk that shit about what we want, but do we have to stick to itiveness, if that's even a word, to follow through with it? And that fear, like you said, some men fear fucking up. Some men fear not having enough money. You see what I'm saying? But like you said, you do got to be vulnerable. You at some point, you got to say, you know what? Fuck it, I got to go for what I know.
I think my question is does it even matter that much to you? Because you said, like what Chris is saying is, I'm preparing to be single. Like it's like, you know what?
But that's macho bravado though. That's not realistic. That's macho bravado.
Some people want to be single. I want to know. Some people want to be single.
But they still want sex. So do they really want to be single? They don't.
Some people do.
Man, some people do. That's
Yeah,
listen,
I
I
know.
ain't gonna say no
I
simp stuff.
know.
I'm saying that I understand Chris' situation. You know what I mean? What on my part, I'm saying in retrospect, I see that things have to be 100. If
Yeah.
I don't have all the trust, if I have doubt, if I have fear, am I going to be in a relationship being 100?
But I want to
No.
know, what are you working on
But
to get all that out? That's
there you
like
go.
a dude telling me to work, come
Me,
to my job every day and say, I hate this job. I hate
me.
this job. But you
But
don't
don't
fill
do
out no
nothing about it.
application. You don't go back to school. You don't do like I'm just saying, like right now, Chris thing, me and him talk, and I see two things he have personally done to say, I'm finna try to curve this to get to this. I want to know this. If it's an option, it's not an option for nobody on this screen to be broke. But it's an option for you to live out the rest of your life and not have a companion. I want to know, why is it more important for you to have money than to live with a companion? I want to know that. I ain't saying one way or another. I want to know, why is that more important to you?
It's fair.
Trust and self-preservation, which we all taught. I get don't
All
see
that
me
shit rooted in fear, Har.
as a man. I have to feel 100 with me before I go over here and try to be 100 for somebody else.
I agree with that. But I'm
But you know
saying, what is
what?
okay? But that's the bottom
Hold
line.
on, Hart. Hold on,
I
Hart.
agree
Hold
with
on.
that.
Hold on, Hardy. Hold on. Because I think what you're saying, I think what's missing is what he's saying. You're telling us I feel like it's fear, but you said it's something else, and that's fine. We're gonna go with what you're calling it. But then as a man, Hardy's saying, what are you doing to solidify that those things that you're saying are your issues are no longer your issues? So that
If you want that, if you
yeah,
want,
if
okay,
you
just
want
like if you
that.
don't want to be married, then do. Hey, I feel you. Get you some money, get you a condo, and live off. I'm saying, bro, I can't. I'm married right now. Chris asked me this right before I got married. What if it all fall apart? I can't control that. I
Bro,
can't. My mama never was married. My
I
auntie, that's
get
what I'm saying. Like, so it's not like I just know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm probably fucking up every day. I might think I'm doing the best I can. And to Jaleesa, she could be telling her friends the whole time, blowing it. But my point is, it's not an option for me to live the rest of my life
Not
out
knowing.
in a condo by myself.
I gave you my
So
answer.
I act like that. That's all I'm saying.
So my answer was like when we started out saying, for the first time, I didn't just go into another relationship.
Right.
I pulled myself all the way out. Hell, when we had our first initial episode where we was in here about to crying and broke down because I made a different decision. I made
Allegedly.
a decision to walk away from something I love because I didn't feel reciprocity. You know what I mean? Like I deal with that every day. I took me off the shelf, you know what I mean, and worked on me. So that's what I did. Meaning, let me check me because it was some bullshit in me that I listen. I didn't even in retrospect. I'm like, well, that was kind of bad. Damn, that was kind of stupid. For the first time, I took me off to make sure I am the best me, and I keep saying that the best me. I don't want to be with somebody for them. Let me see the best of who I could be, and it's like I don't want to go the next 10 years and be like, oh, I could have did this if I wasn't with this person. No, let me be the best me in hopes of attracting the other best things, the laws of attraction. Like, let me be the best I can be. So for the first time, I tackle my sexual traumas, childhood traumas. I tackle even the slightest things. All the stuff that I did wrong, I went in the mirror and said, damn, Tootie, that was fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, it's not justified. When me and Chris had our arguments on this thing, Chris and his asshole brilliance made me look at some things that made me say, wow, like I, in my sincere ignorance, thought I was in a good place. When I say I left everybody, like, so y'all got to see that. Me taking the time to take myself off the shelf, and Chris is right there in that space now doing that. That's why I applaud him for that. You know what I mean? So when we come on here, we giving you transparent, honest ass answers. You know, so if
But I,
getting off from that, and what the hell?
I do try though. Like I actively date. Like I vet women. Like I'm on. I go on dates. I talk to women and things like that. So I actually do try. You know what I'm saying? What I want is this. I want to be honest with myself. I
Right.
want to meet a woman that makes me feel better than dealing with multiple women. I don't want to say to myself, okay, well, I have to do it because I gotta grow up or this, whatever the case may be. I want to get with a date a woman and then she makes me feel like this is better than that. And I think that everybody should get that same opportunity. I honestly feel like Mario, you had to do that. Yeah, I think you was more trying to set yourself into being a husband, but at the same time, you were dating at the same time, and you got with the woman that made you feel like, okay, well, this is the woman I want to spend the rest of my life with, or this makes me feel better than dating multiple women. This is the same thing at the club. Like, dog, at some point, you start to get something that satisfies you as much as going out every weekend does. And I want the same thing. And I don't mind kissing a bunch of frogs to find the princess.
Aha, but see, that's what I need to
Yeah.
hear. But see, that's what I'm saying. That's not being said. See, right now it's normally just because what you first said is, well, what you probably were just telling me how you feel, because I do believe that. I know it's duality. And when me and Tootie talked about this. And a lot of times people, because we on this show every Monday, they don't understand that on this Monday, I might be going through this and feel this way. I'm not flogging or faking. That's just how I feel. And so on next Monday, if I feel this way, that's how I feel. Like I'm giving you how I feel in the moment, because a lot of this stuff is not scripted. It's we answering off the whim. But my point is, I agree with you saying, Chris, because I was dating and I did marry the woman I think made me feel like, you know what, I want to be with you over all the women, right? But one thing I had to say to myself is, who is she marrying though? And my point is, like, that's what you're working on. Because right now it's cool for me to say what I want, but am I gonna get it? So when right now when I marry her and she make me and she do all this for me, her, and she just pulling me along and lightening my day and keep the clouds from over my head, and I'm steady weighing her down? Or am I saying, because I worked on me, like what Horace is saying, to say, when I do meet that woman, I'm going to be able to reciprocate that. I might not be as in tune with her, like what life is her. I might not be as spiritual as her, but I'm going to better bring a lot of worth to her life too. And I think a lot of times with me, what I was doing is looking for this woman that brings so much worth to my life, but I wasn't working on me, because it's like, yeah, I got this woman who do all this for me, but I know was asking myself, what really do I bring to her life? You see what I'm saying? And I think right now, your steps, you just said it. That's the point. You're working on it. I just think it need to be said. Because a lot of times, that's the skip that me and you would talk about. Me and Horace would talk about. Me and Zay talk about, but then people don't hear that on air. That, nah, Chris, Zay and Horace, like, y'all are really working on y'all selves right now. This is not no game. This is not no, oh, I'm just saying this for the show. Nah, bro, I'm getting my credit together. I'm slowing down on talking to multiple women. I'm buying houses. I'm aspiring to build houses. I'm like this is steps that y'all are taking, but I think they need to be highlighted. But I just want to, as in a step of, that's what y'all doing to get ready. Because I do believe everybody on this show want to happily ever after. And it might look different for everybody else. But I think, and we might have reservations different, but I think we still are tearing down those walls. And I just wanted y'all to talk about that. The process of what y'all doing. Kinda. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to share that.
Mario,
Yeah.
I'm glad you covered that because this is not no fake show. It's not scripted. At least I give you, whether you like it or not, I give you 100% of what I'm thinking. Whether it piss you off or not, eat it up.
That's
Even
good.
when Kim pop up out of nowhere.
Okay.
Hey, Kim.
What is Kim question? She say, hey, Chris, can you share what you're working on, just so we women as conscious of what kind of work you men are putting in? Well, me personally, Kim,
For
I
sure.
used to, dedicate my life to setting the hit squad record, and I stopped doing that. I stopped actively trying to hit a lot of women every year. Every year, I focus more on dating. The whole. When I go on first dates now, my mindset is not to smash. My mindset is to actually talk to her, actually get to have a more of a conversation and things like that. And I'm more happy to not knock her down on the first date. I'm also like Hardy said, working on my credit, because get myself into becoming a homeowner. Because if I ever do take on that responsibility, I want to have something in return. Just I want to give something in return. Also, I used to, when I was growing up. Me and my brother had a lot better of a relationship. Now me and my sister talk a lot more. So I'm constantly hearing, having to talk to her about guys like me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm starting to actually deal with it face to face. So she'll call me now. She's comfortable enough to have a conversation with me about somebody she's dating or something like that. And I notice now that I got to talk the me out of the relationship that she's in, or who a guy that she's dealing with. So I'm seeing it from a different perspective. Also with my daughter, you know what I'm saying? I have to, by being in her life a little bit more now, making me more sensitive to how I want to entertain another woman. So in my mind, I think that I'm trying my best to prepare myself for this. I don't know how to prepare myself, but I'm trying my best to do what I think
Right.
is the best thing. You know what I'm saying?
No,
But
no, you're doing exactly. But I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
you glossed over the biggest point. You right now, for us men, sex like damn near ruled our life because it was a notch. It was a battle. See, we didn't have a lot of money, have a lot of fancy cars. We didn't. Most of us fizzled out in sports early. So to the ability to knock down a bunch of women was that.
Sport.
Hey. So
yeah,
in the prime of your life, when life started rolling, for you to sit there and say, bro, you know what I'm finna do? I'm finna exit that part of my life. Is a and
Big
yeah.
stuff.
Because this is the time where you got the most money, the best car,
right.
the
But it showed
ability
discipline.
to
But it showed
take
Yeah,
discipline
control.
because now because now people talk about it, but you're actually day
doing it.
by day saying, I'm straight. I'm gonna go out on a date with you, and I don't feel like you owe me pussy tonight. I'm excuse me, coochie tonight. I think that I really want to get to know you, and I'm gonna focus on you or you instead of 25 U's. Just see play the numbers game, bro. That
Yeah,
is admirable, and a lot of
yeah.
women will say, "Ah, you should have been doing that." But as a man,
That
I'm
ain't
saying
I
easy.
never thought of doing that. I
that's
never
your
That ain't
thought
job.
of
easy.
that. I never thought every date I've ever went on. You remember this at the beginning of the show. Every date I ever went on,
Smash.
my intention is to smash.
Right,
Now it's
everybody.
like let me sit back. Now let me sit back and analyze the whole situation. Now even before I go on a date, I might say, you know what, this is not worth my time because the only thing I want from this woman is to have sex with her. So it's not even worth going on the date now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in that aspect. I'm trying my hardest to figure that out because that's always been an issue. The savage in me has always been an issue, and I'm really trying to tame that beast.
But I know as a fellow
Yeah,
player on
Master.
the Savage Squad myself,
yeah,
and Horace can attest to this. The minute you start doing that, because when you told me that, I think that was probably some of the best news I heard since Rick Ross called you and said, we made it, bitch.
That's real. Yeah, real.
I'm saying because I understand the next steps. I understand as a man that has the ability to get a lot of women, if you can control that,
Control
oh,
a
you're in
lot.
the right direction. Because that's our biggest problem. Our biggest problem comes from that part of that, the trust and the sexual wants. And knowing you can have that. See, it's a different, like knowing
Yeah.
no matter what
Versus.
nobody say, nothing can stop me but me. That's a lot of power. And to be able to hold that is a good thing.
Yeah, Chris. I'm glad Mario highlighted that. I definitely was gonna speak up for you on that. I too have been in that position where you push back from the cooch, but you still got one or two over there in the cut, and you just get no type of reprieve or nothing. You just a dirty dog. You like, what do you mean? I could have had 10.
I just
I
went
only
to
got
I
I
just
only
went to
got
the
two this
blackout.
time.
I just went to the blackout and didn't holler at nothing. I went to
Yeah.
the black and they was looking like stallions in there, and I ain't holler at nothing. I
And
think
see, and my
it's my
brothers, and see,
business.
nobody give you your flowers
At all.
for that. But I'm here to give you flowers for that. Because I know the pain. See, I know the pain of turning down prime steak. And then
Come
when
on,
you
man.
only got one steak, and that steak say, I won't be ate tonight. Ah, see, I understand that pain. But I'm telling you, hold strong, my brothers. Hold strong. What you got, Horace? I know you want to say something. You look like you boiling over there.
No, I'm looking at Dubai Zay up there. Listen, I'm a gatherer, not a hunter. We've had this conversation about the hunters and gatherers, but I want to say and I'll find a video. Men need sex. TD Jake said it. We don't want sex. We need sex. So I mean, I know personally when I was younger, that the testosterone, bro, like me not getting it, I can't sleep. It's messing me up at work. Like, yeah, for a long time, it drives us. And then you get to a point where you learn to master it. But don't just, a woman can understand that aspect
But
of
see, I don't think
You
you
need
get to a point. I
you
think you
need
work
meaningful
hard
sex
to get to
to
that
at
point.
that
You see
point.
what I'm saying? Don't take credit away from yourself. You don't just wake up one morning and say, I'm to that point. Hell, that's like crack. You got to go to a little reunion. You got to talk. You got to call your brothers on the phone and say, bro, I'm struggling right now. I'm struggling right now. Help me through this. That's how this is, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But see, for me, also, dog, like I gotta be completely transparent. Like for me, I had to chill out because I'm meeting women and expecting the first night porn star sex. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just being completely honest, dog. I'm watching porn and I just meet this girl and now I want a teabag and stuff like that.
And you know it's happening. And
you know
it's
happening.
happening.
First night,
Tell that
like,
part too, Chris.
This shit has got me fucked up in the head, bro. Like, so I had to chill. I gotta chill out because you can't be. This might be a decent girl, and you in there trying to do the shit that you seen on Bang Brothers, and it just don't. It really don't work like that. And you got to chill out from that shit.
Chris. Well, imagine a person like myself who's had been off the market, coming off being a gatherer. Hey, let's go out to dinner, let's eat, and then you not trying to smash on the first night, and then
you
getting
sweet.
cussed out. Oh, what's you?
Yeah. In this market, they call you sweet, and they mad with you.
I said they smashing on the first night. Like,
yeah, hey,
because I wanted to smash you. Like,
I don't have those.
And she's mad with you, and you're in her group chat. Girl, he ain't give me none.
Right. Yeah, see, I before I got my gold jacket, I had not yet mastered that level of yodeliness because I didn't master that part of you just trying to throw it to me on the first night, and I was like, nah. See, I just stepped away. My game plan was to not entangle with as many women because I know I can't control myself. Like I'm the crackhead that can't go down the street because I still like crack. I'm the crackhead that said, "Damn, don't smoke around me, bro. I'm trying to wean out." That's what I did. I wasn't the guy that went on the street, sat there, and then say, "Bro, you can blow that shit in my face. I'm strong." I wasn't that. I ain't had that level of strength in me before I got out the game. You know what I'm saying? Before I'm sober.
Yeah, imagine going on the date and chilling, and then you not trying, and she be like, "You got condoms?"
That's what happened when you're a gatherer. And
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes and go get some gas. I can't help it. That's what I'm saying. My problem. The only way I stopped doing that is stop dating. I had to stop because I know I can't. I couldn't just cold turkey. Like I wasn't that kind of guy. I'm the kind of guy to say, you know what? I got to slow down, else I'm gonna never stop. I'm never gonna stop. So one thing I got to do is I gotta devote my time to this person. I gotta lock in. Because if I don't lock in, I never will stop. I never will stop. Bro, if I had to say it, there's nothing can stop me but me. See, I know that. I ain't no fool. Y'all ain't no fools. There's nothing out here can stop me from fucking other women but me. So I had to say to myself, okay, I have to focus on Jaleesa. I have to focus on that. And that was the hard decision. That's that big hill you got to say, dang, bro, you got to start answering for her. You can't go out with her. You can't intertwine with her. Because little do you know, every time you go on them little dates and answer the phone and go over to somebody's house, it's pulling a piece of you away. It's pulling.
That's true. But that's why, Mario, your scenario is good. But what about the scenario of the guy that's nothing stopping him from smash? He's being a good dude. He has a wife or he's with somebody who can't match his sex level. And he ain't been met. And that's how dudes end up straying out.
But that could have been me. But then guess what I got to do? Cross that bridge with it? I ain't been married 20 years now.
Yeah.
So we're going to just keep our hopes alive. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, you got to cross them bridges when you come. My whole point is we can't never, if we always talk about how bad the trip is, we'll never take it.
Right.
If you scared the plane going to crash, you're going to never fly.
But you know what trips me out, though, dog, when we say, don't you get tired of that? Don't you just get tired of that?
No.
And I be thinking like, well, if you get tired of multiple, then how easy it is to get tired of one?
And I'm gonna say this: no, you don't.
Just
like right now, I don't get tired. I don't get tired of sitting around going to the mall, shopping, but I know I got to get up and go to work. It's a lot of stuff I don't get tired of that I know I can't do for the rest of my life to be conducive. Like, so when people say, don't you get tired of it? No, I don't get tired of eating. But I love food. But if I eat how I want to, I'm going to be big as a goddamn child. So I can't do that if I want this. See, that's what I'm saying. That's how life is. I think a lot of times people don't look at relationships like that. It's like you can have anything and do whatever you want because you can. And it's and we don't really look at the repercussions of it. Like if I eat, you see I got fat. But if I keep sleeping with women, you don't see my heart getting broke. You can't see that. You can't see me getting emotionally detached. You can't see walls being put up. You can't see none of that. So you think you're still doing good. So you don't think you need healing until you got so much weight on you until you get to a point like, you know what, bro, I don't know how to love because you couldn't see it. But right now, when you're going from a 28 to a 32 to a 20, you can say, damn, bro, I need to do something about this. When your hair out here, I need a haircut. You see what I'm saying? And that's the dangerous part about love is you got to just go almost kind of say, I'm going to lock in with this. And it's so much risk. It's so much risk. I'm not telling you I wasn't scared. I'm not telling you that I knew anything more than anybody else. I'm not telling you that Jaleesa just God walked out and said, DeMario, that's the one. That never happened. None of that happened. None of that happened. I got to be a great man. In my heart, I felt like I made a great woman. I said, every day I'm going to live my life being the best man to her I can. But if what Tootie say happens and she wake up one morning and say, Mario ain't hitting it right and go sleep with the dude at work, I'm telling you, I'm going to be hurt. I'm going to cry. I'm going to pack my shit up. I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to be mad that I got to raise my son outside the house. I'm going to be broken. I'm going to pick my stuff up. I'm going to get some money some more. And I'm going to date again, fall in love, and do it again. Because I understand what love means. That's all I'm saying.
The biggest highlight from what you said tonight was what I said in different sorts. Like we were taught everything is 50-50. The efforts that you were talking about is 100-100. If you give it 100, then I can admire that. But a lot of times we don't give it 100.
But I think you got to give it 100 without almost saying like I don't know if Jaleesa can give me 100 all the time.
But I'm
can I
I'm gonna still wake up the next day and give my 100.
Can I help you, Mario?
You said
you got to be able to get that 100 first, not worrying about if she gonna get that 100 back. And that's what the fear come in from, the vulnerability that Kim was talking about. You got to first give what you want to receive. You hear Mario say every day he get up, he try to be the best version of him. He don't say I'm gonna be the best version of me. If Jaleesa do be the best version of her, he's signing up for him. And I think that we as men, that's that weak link, or that's that missing link that we don't know nothing about. We don't know how to do that because all our lives, you better not trust her. Or like me and Chris have grown up and seen with our own damn eyes. You feel me? But women can be tricky, so we don't know how I can all the way trust you.
You act like I grew up in Wellington. I seen the same thing.
Exactly, but I'm just when we speak on it more, we're more verbal about it.
And she gonna do the same thing. Some days I'm gonna wake up and only be able to give 40, and she gonna have to give 100. Like it ain't gonna be like vice versa. I'm gonna wake up some days like Chris say, I'm gonna be hard to deal with. I'm gonna be argumentative. I'm gonna be pissed off, and then she gonna have to say, it's just Mario and his little rule. Let me get in here. I know he like Chinese food. Let me get him Chinese food tonight. But as a man, I'm always put the weight on our shoulders because we're the head. Fact. So I'm always saying, as a man, as the head, which I believe that's what you were ordained by God, because you have that piece down there that makes you the head. To me, I don't care what nobody else say, and I feel like you have a little bit more pressure on you, as Tootie alluded to in the beginning of the show. That's all the pressures of a man. That's just me.
But Hard, you said one thing. I just want you to highlight this. You said you'll go through all that, and then you'll do it again because you know what love means.
Right. No, I know what love feels. How it feels. Like right now, I know how I feel to be. Like right now, if I know how I feel to be rich, if I lose it all again, I ain't gonna say I don't want no money no more. I'm gonna go back and get it back. Knowing I can lose it all again, but I know how I feel to be rich. I know how I feel to be rich. I know how I feel to get in that car to say, yes, sir. Your table is ready. So you're right. It's feel like Tootie said. When you on the top, it's feel. Like you don't think because you get it out the top because now you scared of losing it. Yeah. But if you lose it, you get right back. Because and nothing can stop me because I already know what that feeling is. I know what this feeling is.
But how do you know that's in the cards for you?
I don't. I don't know. I don't know if I wake up tomorrow, Chris.
But he
But
know
I'm
what
going
he's
to bed
shooting for,
tonight
is what he's
and pack
saying,
my
Chris.
clothes and my lunch. That's
As a
what I'm
man,
saying.
you gotta know where you're going.
I can't worry about nothing that negative happened to me. I don't have control over that. I really don't. Dog, I see my auntie who prays God every day and love her children, never see her son anymore. I seen your auntie who was one of the sweetest people. So I can't get into if it's in my cards, what's not in my cards. I ain't trying to go at this Dre. I was just talking to him about putting music in my car that's gonna be done in 2 months, and he gone. I don't know what's in my cards. I know this though. Every day I'm gonna wake up and give my best. And if I'll be going tomorrow, you can say, "Hey, boy, that boy right there gave his best every day." Because if I don't give my best every day, because I'm scared that tomorrow gonna be my last, or I might fail, I'm never gonna get nothing. What if I live to be? The bigger question is, what if I live to be 105 and never been in love, never had a companion, never had money, never had a house? Whoa, what happened then?
You live for nothing.
I don't know. I mean, I think some of our lives are for have a greater purpose than just relationships. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and I'm saying because I don't think that's my purpose. I think that's a part of what helped my purpose. See what I'm saying? Like I don't think that's my purpose. Like I think she a part of what helped my purpose. My purpose is way bigger than being Jaleesa's husband. But a part of being Jaleesa's husband is molding me and helping me. Sometimes when I get broke along my way of going to my purpose and I come home and I'm tired and all that, I got a little help to get me up. I got a little person who's gonna rub my head. I got a little person who I'm too tired. When I was on my diet, I couldn't prep cook every day. She went in there. I'm just saying, like the little helps along the line to fulfill my purpose. I got right now. I talk to y'all all the time, and I got a little extra joy in me. See what I'm saying? Right now, when y'all hurt, you don't know. I ain't trying to get deep, but right now, if you tell me something wrong with you at the end of the night, I'm gonna grab Jaleesa's hand and say, we're gonna hold Chris up in prayer. It's always gonna be two joined together with me and her, long as she with me. It's always. So that's what I'm saying. When Tootie is like, damn, bro, when Zay got COVID, we talked about it. When Zay got COVID, I'm like, damn, we gotta pray for Zay. She's like, yeah, let's. You see what I'm saying? We always there. Always. Not to mention, I got y'all and so many other people. But before I even leave the house, as soon as the brick hit me, I got somebody who's gonna be right there to put the bandage on my eye. And I'm telling you, that kind of the same way I'm being vulnerable, that kind of security feels so good. See, the vulnerableness, I understand you. That's scary as hell. But the security, I knew nothing about this. See, nobody explained this part of marriage to me. Like what Horace said, because Horace brought, when he talked about his marriage, he was saying all the stuff he didn't know, bro. I felt that because you go in like, yeah, but it's so much stuff you don't know because another person. But to get it right in the hill, because when Horace was telling me stuff, he didn't know. I was like, dang, okay, I ain't know. I might have made that mistake. Shit, let me not do that. Let me do this. Let me ask more questions.
I think